I don't want to miss it because that's an important point. That while you're worshiping God, many miracles are already taking place, going out before you. But your focus is on worship and praise. You know how we talk about when praises go up, blessings come down. When we start worshiping God, miracles begin to happen. So while they were worshiping him, the people on the other side were getting ready for their blessing. See, Jesus' job was to get them inside of the ship. And their job is to stay in the ship till they got to the other side. And when they got to the other side, then their purpose was being fulfilled, because that's where the needy were. That's where the people who needed help were. That's where the sick were. And that's where people got healed. The first thing that we have to get inside of our minds as Christians is understand that Jesus focused on getting them inside the ship. The ship is representative of the church. The church is the vehicle that will take us to where our purpose is fulfilled. The church is the vehicle that's going to take you to the place where the blessing can be found. When you get into the church, don't be disillusioned. There's going to be some storms that's going to arise in your life. There are going to be winds of adversity. There's going to be some waves that's going to beat up against the church to try to shake you and try to rock you and try to snatch you out of there. And you got to have a made-up mind. No matter what happens, I'm not leaving the church. There's this old song about the old ship of Zion. And it talked about Jesus being the captain. And it talked about that old ship of Zion, how he had landed many a thousand. Well, the church that you and I are part of today is already delivered on its promises. A whole lot of folks have went before us. The Bible speaks about them in Hebrews when it says, wherefore seeing we are compassed about by so great a cloud of witnesses. That means we got folks that's around us that have already been through, already made it, who are now witnesses looking at us now. So since you got all these witnesses, let's run the race with patience, the race that's set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. That's what keeps us in the church. We have to look and see beyond the other side of the troubles that we're going through, the other side of COVID-19. We got to see the other side of joblessness and homelessness and disease and sickness. We got to see the other side of it. And when you see the other side, you got joy while you're going through. Noah in the ark. God told him how to build it, what to build. All the animals got in there of every species. And when they all got on the inside, the Bible says God shut the door. They only had one door, and it was shut, and the Bible says one window. I don't know how big that window was, but I hope it was big enough for them to breathe, but there was one window. Let's say about after 2 or 3 weeks, what it must have smelled like inside of that ark. But for 40 days and nights, guess what? It was storming on the outside. So Noah and his sons, the human beings that were inside, they had a choice. I can crawl out through the window, things get pretty bad in here, it's starting to smell really bad. It was a choice. It's either the stink or the storm. You got to make up your mind. See, inside the church, there going to be some negative things that happen. There going to be some people in the church that are going to give you outside of the box, as they say. But you got to make up your mind and not let them run you out of the church, because when you leave out of the church, you're going to be just like Peter in the midst of a storm with no help. Quiet down. Peace. God will give you peace in the midst of the turbulence, in the midst of the waves beating up against us. He'll give us peace in the midst of the storm. There were people that would come in with all kind of sicknesses, with cancers and you name it, and we would lay hands, we just believe God and pray for them, and they would leave healed. Don't tell me it can't happen. If he did it then, he'll do it now. He'll do it again and again. He's just waiting on some of us to get where we need to be in the church. That's why I say prayer is so important. the word of God is so important because it puts you in a position and a posture when you're dedicated and committed to him and you're willing to worship God regardless of circumstances and situations. God will step into your situation and bring peace.
Because I really believe, see, Piper, I don't know what area of public expression. But
you just had a performance.
She's got so much wisdom that she's going to need a platform to protect. And the last
You did good.
one is